I'm still speaking English. Jeg beklager, but I think we will try to switch it later in the afternoon once we have a glass of wine or maybe a beer, and then I can try some Norwegian. I'm absolutely delighted to be here today. This is absolutely fantastic. This is amazing. This is unexpected. My journey to Norway started not even 3 years ago. And the idea was to bring the not so secret but difficult source of Silicon Valley to Norway in a way that actually works for Norway. So not to build small little software apps, but to maybe build ships and components and cranes and other types of maybe not that pretty but very functional equipment. And the three main components that we have been trying to bring over and adapt to Norway are human-centered design, changing a little bit from looking at products into how interactions actually work. So not the product makes success, but the interaction defines success. The second thing is design thinking, this infamous methodology that basically allows you to do rapid iterations, rapid testing, lots of failing, lots of empathy, lots of creativity to steal tools and methods from all kinds of arts. And then, of course, prototyping, the secret sauce which allows you to build something, a concept, an experiment, test it, to break it, to see what breaks, to test it again, to rebuild it, until you actually start to increase up the financing and to build the real thing. And those three things together, we have been setting this up in Trondheim at Troll Labs on a research level. But unexpectedly and by coincidence, I was meeting people from eKuben and from Molde, and I found common souls. I found people who understand that some parts there's value in those different methods, and that it makes sense for Molde, that it makes sense for the companies, and they were fast in setting things up, making up their mind, and getting started. What is this lab for you? And I'm talking to the representatives of the companies now, because you are actually the owners of this lab. This is your space. We are just facilitators. We are just maybe the people who are bringing in the methodology. This is a free space for you to try out new products, to try out new concepts, to rethink, to think outside of the box. Why does a crane have to be in a normal crane form? Why can't a crane be completely leased? Why do I have to own a turbine? Why can't I build it in a completely different way? And in this lab here, there are no boundaries. The idea is that you can come together here. You're a little bit outside of your normal workshop, of your normal day business, and you can build small prototypes. You can actually build some sensors. You can build some control systems. You can build something. You can see how it works, how it feels, how it tests. Maybe you can even show it to somebody else. But don't be too daring. Take it step by step. So this is here all about trying to accelerate your ideation, your concept creation. This space is giving you the freedom, it's giving you the agency, it's giving you the permission to actually start to innovate. I encourage you to come up here, to spend time, to send your employees to use this space. I encourage you not to worry too much about NDAs. I encourage you not to worry too much about patent issues at this early stage. I encourage you to, all together as the region of Molde, to thrive and to innovate and to pick the good ideas from each other in order to grow together. This might be just the space to do it. And Hilde told me I'm not allowed to go on for 25 minutes, so I have to come to the last part. This is exciting that we are in Molde standing here today. This is the only place in Norway which was able to build something like this up in such a short time span. I'm honored to be here. This is a sign of Finn's, Hilde's, Sjur's, and all the other people involvement of being able to pull something like this off. This is a fantastic object that shows how innovative Molde actually is. This is the first prototyping maker space in Norway that is actually dedicated at industry. This doesn't exist. All the other spaces are dedicated at maybe startups, maybe individuals, maybe the engineer in the afternoon. This is really a place for companies. So we are delighted to see that we can hopefully now start to leverage the innovation capacities of companies using those tried and tested methodologies from Silicon Valley. So this is the first one in Norway for sure. Sure, and Carl Christian have done a thorough analysis on this, but I'm actually pretty certain that internationally this is quite unique. So this hasn't been done. So you can put yourself onto the flag. We are in Molde here. We are trying things. We are leading things here. The connection with Trondheim is very direct, and also this is something that I really love. This wouldn't have been possible in the US. This could only be done in a country like Norway, and maybe in a smaller region like Molde. Carl Christian, he is a master student now of mine, and finishing soon. And he actually moved over here with his boat. So he sailed to Molde to start to set up ProtoMore. And so we transferred, we adapted, we brought in the different ideas, the parts. We were stealing from everything. So Carl Christian totally took in what he learned at Trollabs and ripped off Trollabs as good as he could. But actually, I must admit, I'm a little bit jealous. This space is by far better than anything that we have at NTNU right now. So I somehow have to get a vice dean or a vice rector here to show that we have to up the ante a little bit in Trondheim. I wish you many, many years of good projects, of lots of broken, burning, exploding, and interesting prototypes that will, in the end, create the one thing, the one gold nugget that will bring your product portfolio to the next generation, to the next level. And most of all, I wish you a lot of fun and inspiration in this space. You have a fantastic starting point. I've been traveling just around in Norway and some other places, places like Kongsberg, places like Røvik, like Oslo. And to tell you the truth, I think you guys are ahead by one step now. So congratulations.